fundamentally what we bring to the market and to the table is actually AI-powered safety technology, which improves driver safety, vehicle safety, at the end of the day, reduces accidents and saves lives. Right? That's the business that we're in as Netradyne. And you know, it's interesting because based on studies and research, a large number of mishaps or accidents as well as fatalities that occur today on the roads are because of human error, right? Whether it is human error because of speeding, whether it is non-compliance on traffic rules, whether it is because of the load on the drivers, whether it is because they're drowsy, and in today's world, all of us know the impact of mobile phones, right? And we are seeing a huge spate of incidents involving distraction due to the fact that the driver is focused more on the mobile phone than on the road in front of him, right? And unfortunately, we are in a country where our track record of fatalities is probably not something to be proud of. We lose the equivalent of 2 737 crashes in a day in terms of fatalities because of road accidents in India, right? And I don't have to tell you, when there is one air crash, the kind of turmoil it creates in a country. Unfortunately, 2 crashes a day, or the equivalent to 2 crashes in a day, still sometimes go as being taken for granted as where we are. And this is what we, as well as forward-looking companies like Eminent, would like to change as a trend in India. One is the loss of life, to which you cannot really attribute any value, right? But if you just look at the socio-economic loss caused by road accidents, the figures are staggering, right? And I don't want to go through the details of this, but at the end of the day, imagine one fatal accident costs the equivalent of $150,000 US, right? Personally, I feel that that figure is still low, but these are figures which are available as in the public domain through research, and you multiply that by 400, right, which is the kind of deaths we have on the road in India today per day. That's the kind of loss from a socio-economic perspective that we're actually grappling with in India. So it's mind-boggling when you try and convert it to socio-economic terms. There is, however, technology today which can completely change the complexion of this problem, right? And this is just a slide which shows the kind of improvements that our tech, which is based on artificial intelligence, machine learning, vision-based, camera-based safety drives. The results are humongous. I mean, today we have the technology which looks at, from a vehicle, looks outward in terms of how your vehicle is behaving with respect to all the other vehicles on the road. It also looks inward and tries to see whether the driver is actually performing the way he or she is supposed to perform. So fundamentally, as you can see with this device, it's actually a device which is placed on the windshield, which has 2 cameras, one looking through the windshield and one looking at the driver. And it also has GPS, it has a gyrometer, it has a 4G connectivity, all in that small little unit there. What it enables us to do is to actually drive what we call the safety pyramid, right? Right at the bottom of the pyramid, you will find things like hard braking, hard acceleration, hard turns, etc., which are normal from a GPS tracking perspective or a gyrometer based perspective. What what the camera adds is the two layers on top. The first layer on top of that is based on the inward camera, which looks at the driver. We are able to detect whether the driver is wearing his seatbelt or not. We are able to detect whether the driver is drowsy or fatigued, whether he's talking on the phone, whether he's looking at his, moving his face side to side, which is typically a sign of distraction or fatigue, right? All of these we are able to detect. Whenever there is an infraction, so for example, if the driver is talking on the phone, we are able to do two things. One, we are able to raise an alert in real time inside the cabin, which then allows the driver to take immediate corrective action, right? For example, if someone tells you through a message that please stop talking on the phone while you're driving, automatically the human behavior is to change that behavior, right? So that's one. We also record a minute-long video of that incident and through the cloud upload it to a portal which, say, if you have a safety manager, that safety manager can view and take more corrective action if required, right? So that was on the inward camera. On the external facing camera, very similar, but we track everything external to the vehicle. In Western countries, we're able to track compliance to stop signs, traffic lights, speed signs, and so on. Unfortunately, in India, given the lack of consistency in these signs, we've not yet been able to go there. But in India, we do track following distance, collision warnings. If there's a pedestrian crossing the road, we're able to produce a warning on that. And just as I explained on the inward camera side, whenever there is an infraction, there is an immediate in-cab alert. For example, if you're following too close to the vehicle in front of you, there will be an in-cab alert saying that following too close, please maintain safe distance, right? And that in itself is the first step. The second step is if it becomes severe, a minute-long video gets uploaded to the cloud for the fleet manager to view. But we do much more than this as well, right? What we're able to do, based on the fact that we capture every minute of driving time as video, we are able to firstly score drivers on their performance, right? How many alerts has this driver actually generated in a specific period of driving time, right? Based on that, we score the driver for both mistakes that the driver has made, which could have been avoided, but we also give him positive points for good driving behavior. For example, if you're driving on the road and you slow down to let another car come in front of you, we treat that as positive driving behavior, and we're able to give positive points for that. Now imagine if you have a fleet of vehicles like Eminent does and like a lot of our customers do, say of 100 vehicles or 500 vehicles. You probably have a fleet of drivers, of about 600 drivers driving those 500 vehicles, right? You are then able to track which are your top 10% drivers, so you can reward them, recognize them. You are able to track which are your bottom percentile of drivers who need help, right? And then you're able to coach them based on the video evidence of their driving behavior. In fact, we've also now introduced automated or virtual coaching, which means that at the end of every week, a driver will get a couple of videos of his own driving, which says that, look, your score this week was X, the best fleet score in your fleet was Y. If you had taken care of these two things, which the video shows, your score could have been Z, right? What does that do? That drives engagement with the drivers, right? The drivers want to become better. They want to be recognized as the best, right? So we score drivers, we coach them, and just think about this. Firstly, real time we make in-cab alerts to avoid an incident. Then, based on the driving behavior of the driver, we score the driver, and then we coach the driver, which then drives behavioral improvement. So, from a holistic perspective, you make roads safer, you make driving behavior better. In fact, a lot of our customers have publicly gone on record and said that after using our tech, their accident rates have gone down by up to 50%.
Hi, good afternoon. Myself is Praveen, I'm a business manager from Eminent Transit. Eminent Transit has been established in 2017. Mr. Ravi Kiran is IMD. He has been having an operational background and more than 18 years in the travel industry. And we have been branch office is located in Bangalore, Sakar Nagar. In the Pan India presence also we do have like branch offices in Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and in a remote location also we do have. In the fleet size compared to the other things, like we have 1,700 plus in the fleets. We have been covered more than the cities like metro, non-metro cities, and even for the remote locations. And we do have more than 60 corporate clients, which is include for the manufacturing unit, pharma, and IT company, non-IT company as well also. And coming to the Netradyne camera, have been installed in all the fleet because of the safety concern in the late night cabs, for the especially for the female employees, that we have been taken initiative, and it has been centralized from the Sakanagar office from the Eminent Transit. Our fleet team will be monitoring on 24/7. Like we have a QRT team also. We have any resolution for the quick response also. Our fleet team will be taking a care on this part. And a dash camera is more useful to us for the future as well also. We have been implementing for the school buses, like we have a future plan for that.